Hello, I'm Marc Leavesley and I'm a professional paraglider pilot with over 30 years flying experience. I've flown all over the world doing competitions and teaching people to fly. In this series I'm going to be showing you many of my hints and tips to help you have a better flying experience. I hope you enjoy. Hi guys, so this episode I'm going to try and teach you, one of my good friends, ex-students has asked, to try and show how I kite to allow the wind to pull me back up the hillside. So I'm going to try and show you in this episode my method of kiting the wing. So say if I've arrived at a site where I've got to walk up the hill or the mountain. Sometimes, if we're allowed to do so, because some sites we're not, we have to walk to the very top. But if we're allowed to, I will walk up the hill or the mountain into the wind. So wherever I get from the bottom where there is no wind, we get higher and higher. And as you know, it gets windier. So as I walk into the window, as it were, sort of quarter of the way up the hill, halfway up the hill, sometimes I'll rig and I'll allow the glider to kite me up the hill, to pull me up the hill, sort of tug me up the hill. And then as I get higher up the hill into the stronger wind, I'll then fly my way up to the top of the hill. That's one method of using it. And the other method of using it is, say you're flying on the ridge, you're ridge soaring, and you're getting a bit low and you land on the side, or you simply just land low, rather than rose the glider and climb up the hill, I will sometimes, well, most of the time, I personally will kite the wing up the side of the hill. And it's really quite easy to do. It obviously takes practice, but it's not too hard to do. So what I'm going to do is now, we'll show you on this little paraglider here how I do it. And then obviously, like we always do, we'll go up onto the hill and I'll do it for real. So here goes. Okay, so we've rigged low down on the side of the hill, or we've landed low down on the side of the hill. If the glider's in a ball, in a bit of a mess, I'm not really one for walking to the wing and trying to pull it out, just in case a gust of wind comes and the glider starts to inflate and I'm standing up here like this, and all of a sudden the glider inflates and you can get dragged. So I'm not really one for, when the glider's in a ball, in a mess, I've never really been one for trying to open it all. What I personally do is I'll walk back so there's almost tension in the lines, and with my right hand I would take the A risers like that. I would take the A risers in my right hand, and then with my left hand, only with my finger, I will take the brake line. You can leave them plugged on, or if they fall off, it doesn't matter because we're not touching the handles. Take the brake line and that brake line, and I sort of use the brake lines as almost like pulleys on my finger. It's hard to do with this little toy. Bit easier on a normal glider, but anyway. So I've got the brake lines like that, and I've got the A's, and what I'll do is I'll tug on the A's so the wing opens, and then I'll hit the brakes to re-land the glider. So hopefully we've now, from a ball, we've opened the glider up into a bit of a wall. Hit the A's, and when the glider comes up a few degrees, I'll gently lean on the brakes and I'll let the glider pull me up the hill. Now that sounds easy, But more often than not, when you hit the A's, when you launch the glider, it might want to shoot one way or the other. So this is the more technical bit. I sort of call this like four-wheel steering. So as you pull on the A's, if the glider starts to go across this way, what you can do is when a glider is low down to the ground, like this position, as it starts to go to our right, you can lean on the left risers. You can bring the A risers this way and manipulate the A's on the pull like that. So if you imagine now it's coming up and it's going to go to our right, I would just lean more like this with the A's to pull this side up to try and counteract the steering, and vice versa. If the right side comes up and goes this way, I would lean more left so I can steer the A's like this. But also, to help matters and to speed the steering up, I would do the opposite with the brakes. So it's like a four-wheel steering, look. So I'd be pulling this side of the A's, but I'd be coming opposite with the brakes. So I'd be pulling this side brake, but this side A. So it's sort of like a four-wheel steering, I sort of tell people, like that. Hope that makes sense. It will make more sense when we go to the hill shortly. Now, it's also important to remember that when you pull on the A's, and we only want the glider here, we don't want it coming up above our heads. We want it to stay there. So when you pull on the A's and it comes to there and you've got a bit of brake and you're walking, if you walk a bit quick or the wind drops, the glider will start to land. So here, as it comes down, you want to release the brake and pull more A riser and it will come back. As it comes back, you hit the brakes again. And it's all about balancing the A's and the brakes while it pulls you up the hill like this. So what we'll do is, as normal, we'll now go up to the hill and I'll show it you for real. It works really, really well. Okay guys, so I've walked only probably 100 yards from where we've parked, and there's a little bit of wind. There's a tad of wind, not much. So save walking all the way up the hill, I'm going to rig here and start showing you the launch method to pull me up the hill, save slugging my way up the hill. It's pretty light. I've just walked into the wind window, but we'll give it a try. So this is what we do. Okay, so here we go. So I've rigged low down. So with my right hand, I'm going to take the A's, and make sure you take them so all the mailons are level. Don't hold them like this, otherwise you're going to give yourself trouble. The wing will launch faster one side than the other. So take them all together nice and square, and then with my left hand, just the brake lines like that, and you can slide them then, like I said, back at the base like pulleys. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull on the wing when there's a breeze, and if the wing starts to shoot one way, so let's say this side is going to shoot across to the right, I would then steer it by moving the A's left or right like this. So it's a pull, don't need it any higher, and look, I'm doing it now. See the way the glider's biting? See, stop walking, pull, then walk. We only want the wing at this angle. We don't want the wing any higher because we want the wing to pull us up the hillside. See the way I'm steering, look? Because the wing is low to the ground, I can steer with the A's as well as the brakes. If it starts to come up quick, pull more brake and walk faster. So look, it's pulling me up the hill nicely. Perfect. See the steering? We only want the wing to stay at this angle because we want it to tug us up the hillside. And this is working a treat. Look at the steering. See? Takes practice, but it really works nicely. If it starts to land, stop walking, pull a bit harder, get it balanced, and then walk again. So the wing is always staying at that sort of 10 degrees off the ground. See my hands on the brakes? So when the glider starts to land, I stop walking and I'll pull a bit harder on the A's. And when it starts to come up, I'll walk. If it starts to land, stop walking. Here it comes, walk. And look at the steering. It's pulling me all the way up the hill, beautiful. Okay, so let's now imagine that we've landed low down the hill and the wing is in a bowl and we want to open the wing. So I'll show you that now, look. So if we rose the glider up into a bowl, so the glider's in a bowl now. So if you imagine you've landed and the glider's all fallen down, or you've gone off for a break and you've come back and your glider's like this, I personally don't bother opening the wing. I walk backwards like this. These are all just my ideas. As I say, you could take them or leave them. I'm not saying they are the best, but they work really well for me. So now look, you bring the lines to almost under tension. And again, take the A's nice and square in your right hand. With your left hand, take the brake lines like this, and watch. Straight on with your A risers like so, and then it's a pull, and then a brake, 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 and there we go. And now we can carry on kiting up the hill. So nice and square, pull, walk. Look at the steering. If it starts to land, stop walking. So I'm steering with my left hand on the brakes and my right hand, and they're opposites. This is the bit that takes a little bit of practice, but look, it's landing now, so don't walk. Just pull a bit harder on the A's. Here it comes. Wait for the wind. It's gone very light now. Here it comes, walk. And when you get really used to it, look, you can really keep it dead still, and it doesn't look like I'm doing anything now because I'm really staying in contact with the steering, look, and it's just pulling me up the hill. If it starts to land, stop walking. And look, it's going out of shape now, so I can pull the A's across and the brakes the opposite way. Let me go out of shape, look, out of shape, so steer with both. Out of shape, steer with both. This is the bit that takes a bit of practice. But now the wind's picked up, so watch. Get it square. Don't walk, it's dropped again. Just wait for the wind. If the wind drops, just wait. Just leave it here, look, because it's gone really super light now. So let's just wait a little second. Here it comes. Pull, walk. Look, it's out of shape, so look, steer it back. And then when you get to the top, re-land, and then I'm in the window now. The wind's really picked up, so now, like I showed you on the other episodes, foot forward, straight arms, whee, and we can go flying. So I'll go back down the hill low and we'll do it once more. So Sean, do you want to follow me down? Let's just go down so there's less wind, and we'll do another one. So while we're walking back down the hill, a lot of people have been asking what kit I use. Well, I use lots of different kit. Today I'm using a Niviuk Coyote 4, size 26. These are what we use for our school, for teaching the students. And I'm also using a Niviuk Converse harness, Converse 2, sorry, size medium this is. So I will start to let you people know what kit I'm using. Okay, here's good. Okay, so we've come a bit lower now. Getting warm. Okay, here we go.
What you got on there?
Oh, Nivea Up t-shirt. Okay, so let's start again. So we've rigged low down. We've walked from the mountain or the hill. We've walked up into a little bit of wind, and rather than slog another hour, we're in a bit of wind here and we're going to kite up the hill. So make sure we take the A's on the mailons nice and square in the right hand. I mean, I keep saying right hand, but if you prefer to do it the opposite way around, left hand and right hand on the brakes, that's up to you. But I stick to right. Left hand takes the brake line. Don't need to pull the brakes off, just the brake line. And then ease on your A's. And that's as high as you need the wing to come. You don't need it any higher because we want it to tug us up the hill. It's like a tug of war. We want the wing to pull us up the hill. There's no point pulling it above our heads. So look, the wind's dropped now, so just chill. Just balance the wing, just take your time. As soon as the wind gusts up, we can start walking. Now look, it's out of shape. So watch, I'm going to take the A's to the left. Typically the wind has dropped. Brilliant. Let's just wait for the wind again. Here it comes. So look, it's still out of shape. So bring the A's to the left and the brakes to the right. Look, see? It's opposite, see? The way I'm steering it. That's too high. We only need the wing there. So if it starts to come up, hit more brake. If it starts to land, release the brake and maybe a bit more A riser. We only need the wing to sit at about 10 degrees. I just want to try and really show you this steering. Look, so it's out of shape. So I'm going to bring the brakes across and the A's the opposite way. See? I don't think this is something people really do, but I've been doing this for years. It really, really works well. So now look, it's out of shape the opposite way. So the A's go right and the brakes go left. See, A's are right, brakes are left. Again, look, A's right, brakes left. Now, A's left, brakes right. This may sound confusing, but just keep watching the video and you'll understand. I'll keep doing it, look. You see how fast it comes back? If I do it without doing the A thing that I do, I'll just do it with the brakes. You watch how much slower it is. So up it comes. Typically the wind has dropped again. Just wait for the wind. So I'm not going to do what I've been showing you on the four-wheel steering thing. I'll just do the brakes. It's so much slower to respond. I just find it reacts much quicker doing this. Just wait for the wind and I'll do it just on the brakes. Here it comes. Yeah, here it comes. So let's just walk up. But now look, it's a lot slower. It takes a lot more effort. Look, it does come, obviously, but it's a lot slower to come. Look. But now watch if I do the A. Look at that. Look how quick it is if I use the A's. So let's put it out of shape. And now just brakes. Obviously it comes, but look, it's much slower. Look at that. But watch if I add the A's. Boom, much quicker. I'll overemphasize it, watch. I'll make the glider S-turn. Look at that. And don't forget, this isn't a mini wing, this isn't a speed wing, this is a student's A-wing. But look how quick you can make it react by using both. Okay, let's calm down and do it how you will do it now. So look, it starts to land, stop walking and lean on the A's. Here it comes. As it bites, you can walk. Stop walking. Here it comes, walk. And now we can walk nice and quick. It's landing, look, stop walking. Here it comes, walk, landing. It keeps landing because I'm walking so quick. Just because I'm so fit. I hope that helps you guys, I really do. Sorry it's taken so long, we've been mad busy because the weather's been so good running the school. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that one. And the next one I think is going to be on, was it thermaling, Sean? Yeah. Thermaling, so the next one will be thermaling. So I'll go to the hill, I'll tell you about my setup for the day, and then we'll sit down, look at the sky and choose why we're going where. And then when we get high, where we're going to move on to, how to get down nice and safe if it's too lifty and we're not happy. So that's the next one. Cheers guys, please keep subscribing.